The way they flew the one, man.
Well, that's my best friend.
And a hat. Yo,
Do you get tipsy, my brother? Who we here with?
Man, Shaboozey.
Shaboozey.
What up, baby?
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, brother. I'm
Man,
good.
looking good, looking
Thank
good?
you, brother, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
man.
Thank you.
What brings you to New York?
Man, just out here. I just got done with tour, so I'm
Yeah.
over here just spending my off day in New York.
Okay, how was tour?
It was amazing, honestly, man. I had this concept for this, like, I envisioned this crazy vintage country show, and for years I had this. It was called the Great American Road Show.
Okay.
So like 6 years ago, I came with the idea, and I finally got the budget to be able to do it. So I just had to get it off, man. And it was magical, man.
Okay. Where you from? Let the people know where you from.
I'm from Virginia, man. My parents are Nigerian.
VA.
though. But yeah.
Nigeria.
In the building.
Niger
but-
boy,
but
yeah.
I was born in Virginia, grew up in Virginia, and that really inspired a lot of my, like, just who I am, style, music tastes, everything. So yeah.
How does VA, being from, your parents from Nigeria, how's that influenced your style? Like, in what way?
You know what's interesting, man? One thing I learned about Nigerians is, like, especially my pops, like, they really love country music. You go back there too. My grandma used to play Don Williams and Dolly Parton and all them people, and Charlie Pride when I was young. Before I was probably even was alive. But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
my
yeah.
dad, Kenny Rogers. So it's interesting to see how much they was always in tune with, like, Western music. As much as they were with, the traditional stuff too. So dad.
Yeah.
My dad went to school in Texas, and I think from a young age he was just always on the kind of Western thing. He went back to Nigeria, started a farm. So
okay.
for me, it was like, I feel like I just kind of was just really influenced by my pops, and then just being from Virginia, wanting to just do my own thing and be different and stand out. I just kind of was like, man, look, the legs, I love denim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah.
So what were some of your favorite childhood memories? Like, what you did for fun?
Man, a lot of them would be like just exploring around my area, being in the woods, being in like fields, just trying to get outdoor and get into nature as much as I could. I would say that. A lot of just making music. Me and my homies used to just rap. We used to make rock music.
Okay.
Did videos. It was just creative.
So who are some of your favorite artists growing up?
Man, some of my favorite artists growing up.
Yeah.
Man, I love Ja Rule, believe it or not.
What?
I love Ja Rule. He was just,
Man,
he just had a lot of energy.
Okay,
DMX,
okay.
like a lot of hip hop artists, man, and then Fela Kuti, like my parents played a lot of that.
Cool. Okay.
Kenny Rogers, like that was a big one. My pops put me on to. So yeah, really.
So when did you learn about melody?
Man, melody, man, I realized that everyone's got it. I'll say that.
Okay.
Everyone's got it. Like we grew up with music so much, and we know, like when we were kids, we know the things that we liked. You know what I mean? As a kid.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you're making music, you got to just get in tune with your inner child when you're creating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing that you like to hear, like how can you, transmit it, I guess, or put it out there. So.
Yeah. So the stigma, you being from like Virginia, being a African American, a black man, making country music. I mean, what are some obstacles you had to deal with?
I don't even say too many obstacles because for me, like I don't even want to do anything if there's no challenge to it. Like I don't even want to touch it. Like I don't even want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do the easy route, the easy way out. So I think for me, it's like I want to inspire people to do that. Like even in fashion, like in film and everything, the things we pay attention to are people that are challenging norms, and it's something that you haven't seen before. You leave the theater, you watch like maybe Pulp Fiction for the first time. And
Yeah.
This shit was crazy. Or Interstellar, or any of them movies that make you be like, damn, that was crazy. I gotta tell someone about that. So if there's not a challenge involved, I don't even want to be a part of it. So sometimes I don't even look at where's the challenge or the obstacle.
I like that.
This is where I want to go. How am I gonna get there to inspire the next person? You know what I mean?
Okay,
to do the same.
So growing up, let's take a walk. How did your parents inspire you to be the person you are to this day?
Yeah, I think my pop, like my parents, they work hard. You know what I mean? They worked really hard, and I feel like for them, just no excuses really. You know, if you're gonna do something, like you got to do it to the fullest. You can't wake up in the morning and be like, damn, like so and so. You know what I mean? Said I can't do this, or so and so said I can't do that. So I think for real, they just inspire me to just like work hard, and I mean, if anything that's worth having in life, it's not gonna come easily. So I would say that was the biggest thing for.
So, were you into sports growing up? Do you play any type of sports?
Man,
I mean, you tall, man. Like,
I play football.
Yeah, that
was mainly like the one I got closest to. I try to hoop a little bit, but like I feel like hooping you had to start off early. Like I wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I used to hoop too a little bit. But football for the most part, that was really my sport actually.
Okay, you from VA. Were you like, what are some of the things you and your friends was doing, like, you know what I'm saying, like growing up in VA, like what were some
Man.
activities?
Well, you said VA in sports, man. I mean, we had so many legends. We had Mike, we had Allen Iverson, Mike
Ooh,
Vick.
talk your talk.
So, what I mean, Virginia's like big on the sports. So I feel like a lot of times it really was like, we was really trying to get to the, see if we can get D1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or make it to the league, just stuff like that, bro. But for the most part, bro, I'm trying to tell you, it was kind of like nothing much going on over there. So it's like, we just bullshitting, bro. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a place where it's like, it's near DC, right? So a lot of people work for the government, or they just got government jobs, or like things like that, or military.
Yeah.
So I think you know how them kids be bad as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really, just trying to just entertain ourselves with whatever we could. You know what I mean? Whatever we had going on.
So when you fell in love with music and knew like this is something that you could make your career?
Man, when I was about like 18, 19, I remember maybe younger, like 17. I was doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Then I made this song called Jeff Gordon. It was like some real hardcore. Yeah, it was called
2014.
Jeff Gordon. Yeah, 2014.
Okay,
I made Jeff Gordon, right? And that joint was going it was viral at the time, This was during like the SoundCloud days, man. So I made that record, and then I think my people, everybody heard it, and they was just booking me for shows. I was making like $300.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I was like, man, I'm making this is the most money I made in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$300, like shit. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I just cracked the case. You know what I mean? Because at that point I was broke as hell, wasn't making any bread. I wasn't really, you know what I mean? So when I was like, man, they're gonna pay me to do this. Let me see what else I can.
Yeah, what else you could do and stuff like that.
Push with it.
That's right. When you in the studio, what inspires some of your songs? You know what I'm saying? How's your thought process?
Man, I would say movies. I say a lot of movies inspire me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stories, movies, just different worlds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ways that I can just push the needle, man. Like I'm really inspired by a lot of spaghetti western movies. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's a big thing. Like when I remember watching those.
Yeah.
And just being like, man, this shit's so fire. Like motherfuckers out here like outlaws and lawmen. It's the wild west.
They be having it on.
Exactly.
Outlaws be having it on.
They having it, man. They be having exactly.
John Dillinger. Shout out to my boy John Dillinger, man.
100%. So I think for that, that's what's kind of inspiring my next album. It's like, man, I want to make an outlaw western, but put it into an album. You know what I mean? Put it into like a musical form.
Okay.
So that's kind of like what's been really inspiring me. But it could change every day. But that's like where my mind is, because same thing with the Great American Roadshow.
Yeah.
When I kind of started working, the first album I wanted to do was like, I want to do a western movie, like a western movie with an album, like a concept album, but it was like a western. You know what I mean? So again, now that I'm like, damn, I got some resources. Like I'm like, man, I owe it to myself to really put that project together. So that's what I'm working on right now.
That's what you're working on right now? That's cool.
Low-key, I just spilled the beans, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but that's what you're working on now. But let's talk about the #1 album you had.
Man, crazy.
Get the hell out of here, brother. How that feel, #1?
That shit was crazy,
Come on.
brother. To be honest, it was crazy,
so
bro.
How that song come about?
Man, so like
tipsy,
for real,
man. I'm getting tipsy out here.
I think
I'm gonna get tipsy, you know. I'm getting tipsy, you know. You get tipsy.
It's crazy. Like I remember, like when bro made the first one, he made Old Town Road. I was already kind of like mixing genres and putting the sound together. That I felt like, man, this is crazy. No one's done anything like this. I was doing combining a lot of like country bluegrass elements into my music. But I don't know. I was like, man, I don't know if the world ready for something like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
correct.
don't know if they gonna receive this the way you want it. I remember he put out that song, and all my homies hit me up like, yo, this shit crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this you? To my Old Town Road, I was like, yeah, it ain't me, but this shit right. It's hard, you couldn't escape that song. So a couple years later, you know what I mean? It was like 6 years ago, when that came out. I just kind of stayed on my thing. I just kind of stayed to it. I was definitely a little like, damn, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to be the first to do something.
Yeah, you want to be the first, so that's
damn.
You know
what I mean? Especially when it's like, damn, I was, you know what I mean? I was
putting
those things together.
So you already had this idea.
Kind of had the idea, but I was just, sometimes it's like when you, like what he said, like where I'm from, it's a lot of everything, it's a lot of nothing. So just even I got my first record deal when I was like 21.
Yeah.
So even doing that, I was like, damn, I'm done.
Damn.
I figured it out. I'm fine. Then, pandemic happened, and I had to just like figure out who I wanted to be, like who I was. Like I had to figure out who I was. And I feel like I was just a little lost. And then, I kind of found country music again. I found my love for it again. I lost love for it for a little bit. I started hearing a lot of like just new music and a lot of new artists and just doing a lot of research.
Yeah.
And just listening. And then I just kind of like fell in love with country music again, man. And I just started making it. But this song, to be honest, bro, I was just making music, and I just made a song one day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I was saying though, at the end of the day, for me, a big thing was for me to like, how can I I'm trying to show people that hip hop and country music, they're very similar, man. They're very similar.
How similar?
Man,
Let
the
people know.
storytelling, the lifestyle. Like,
Okay.
I think both genres of music are heavy on like lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
where
yeah.
you're from, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was just really cool to see. Like, you know, on one side you got people that's like, man, this person driving Chevys, you know what I mean? Like an F-150 or something like that, and the Lamborghini is like, you know what I mean? It's Wrangler,
It's
with
Wrangler.
the Balmain,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like the yin and the yang, so.
I like that.
So for me, it was like, I was just so fascinated with, because like both genres are heavy. It's heavy about style. It's heavy about storytelling. It's heavy about the instrumentation. It's heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
heavy on the songwriting. So for me, I was like, man, these things are so similar that I feel like they could work together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And another thing too, it's like we all from, you know, like where I'm from, it's like Old Dominion, there's like Old Dominion country band. Like there's country artists and hip hop artists being born in the same areas, from the same places, Georgia, Atlanta, Texas. Some of the biggest rappers is from Texas, and some of the biggest country artists is from right down the street.
Correct.
So it's from the same place.
Okay.
So I think, you know, that's kind of like, I saw that already, you know what I mean? It's just people kind of like really speaking on their struggles and speaking on their real stories. So, you know, I don't know, that's really kind of how I fell in love with it, man. I say country music, man, it changed my life, man. I say that at my shows, like, you know, my tour really helped me realize, like, without country music, I don't even know who or where I'd be, man. It like really helped me be a better person, you know what I mean?
For me, it's like, what was that feeling when you got the word that you had the #1 album?
Man,
I mean, number one song in the country.
For me, man, I put in so much work, you know, and you know, like, I sacrificed everything to come here, you know what I mean? I came here, I mean, to LA, you know what I mean? To move, or fucking my career, I put everything in there. So
well, hold on, you moved to LA before?
I moved to LA when I was like 20 from Virginia.
Okay.
I like dropped out of college.
Yeah.
And then went to LA. So I put in everything in the, you know what I mean, everything in the music. Like, I've had so many of these, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm kind of like, you know, we do for a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, when you put in that work, and you know, you just, to be honest, you just mad delusional. Sometimes you like, you don't even know, you know what I mean? You just think everything gonna go. So as an artist, you just making songs, and you just make one, and then one song.
Yeah.
But when it kind of hit, I was like, you know, it's that kind of bittersweet. Like, I'm competitive. I work hard, so I'm like, what's next? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do we beat this? How do we do it again? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy.
You know,
That's
so
crazy.
for me, it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? But
I
Kendrick,
like
Drake, these motherfuckers got a couple of these. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah. You're trying.
You know what I mean? Folks got a couple of these, man. Michael Jackson had a bunch. You know, the Beatles had a bunch. So I'm
So
just
why
trying
not?
to, how can you be the best? You know what I
How can
mean?
you do that? Okay.
In a beautiful way, man. You know what I mean? To inspire people, not just to say you the best, but
yeah, we like that.
it was fun though. I'll say it's fun, man. I traveled all over the world. Like, you know, I got a lot. I've changed. You know, a lot of people come up to me and say, man, your music changed my life and really helped me through shit that I couldn't even that they needed help through. So I don't know, man.
I don't know, but we see your style, man.
That's what I'm saying. How did it feel to, you know what I mean? Motherfucker, man. You didn't met some dons.
Yeah.
How did it feel, man?
Yeah, it feel good, man.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? But the whole thing is that you want to inspire the world, man. You know, I'm trying to inspire the world one fit at a time.
Yeah,
You're trying to do it one song at a time.
100%.
That's what we're doing out here.
Another thing too, like while we on the fashion kick, man, Virginia, bro, people be sleeping on how much Virginia's had an influence on like streetwear and just style in general, for real.
But how do that make you feel that Virginia's not getting the credit they deserve?
Man, I mean, that's the thing. Is like I feel like it's always kind of been like that. But at the end of the day, you can't. One thing you can't knock is the creativity, man. You know, I was looking at Rolling Stones just dropped the list of the top 250 songs of the 21st century. I was on there. They had me a little low.
Okay.
They had me in the 200s. I was like, all right,
damn.
Just give it some years, because you know what #1 was? Get Your Freak On, Missy Elliott, Virginia. So,
you
know, it takes some time. It takes some time.
It takes time, yeah. What are some spots you hang out in New York, like you visit?
Man.
You don't gotta give up your...
I give up. That's how I even came out. Like, you know, Raggedy Threads, that's a vintage spot in Brooklyn that I go to.
So you shopping vintage?
I'm a big vintage, honestly.
Why vintage for you?
You know what? I feel like the texture is like the stories each garment has. It's just like, I just feel like it's just raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's raw. I mean, now that I like mixing it with a little bit of, you know, some European stuff, but for the most part, man, I don't know. It just speaks to me, man. Like, just seeing like a garment that like just has a lot of stories that's like made in the USA. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just the world. I'm just a big like Americana guy, so all that stuff just really speaks to me. You know what I mean? I just like things with like that I could just wear all the time. You know what I mean? And they just feel like classic staple pieces. Like my favorite movie was like Sandlot. Sandlot and and Rebel Without a Cause and shit like that. You know what I mean? So
okay, so that's the method behind your madness.
Yeah.
So what a good advice you give to anybody that's looking up to you. I'm sure, there's tons of, individuals looking up to you, trying to follow in your footsteps. I feel like you created like another new lane when it comes to music,
man,
for people of color.
I feel like the success is challenging yourself, man. It's challenging yourself, and nobody want to hear something somebody else doing. You know what I mean? They want to come to you for you. So, in that case, man, I know sometimes some people feel like they don't want to be themselves because they just afraid to be themselves.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, man.
So what is one good message you want to get back to the people back home in VA and Nigeria, man? Can't forget Nigeria.
Yeah, man. I think my biggest advice is just know that ideas are seeds, man. And they can sprout whole universes, So never take an idea for granted. That's really what it is, man. Everything starts from an idea, like idea first.
Idea first.
Yeah.
And the name Shaboozey, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah,
Tell
man.
the people the name.
Shaboozey, man. I mean, for me, it's like, it's funny. I remember when me and Burna Boy, man, he was like, man, I didn't even know you. What's up, dog?
What up, man? What up, man? Yeah, shout out to Burna Boy, man.
Brother said, brother was like, man, I didn't even know you was Nigerian. I was like, he said Shaboozey. He said, Shaboozey. But for me, it was like, what the name was? It's really like an older Virginia, man. So,
okay.
A lot of people, it's always like a mixed reaction. But for me, it just shows like how really tied in I am to like where I'm from.
Where you from?
In so many ways, right? Because Shaboozey, like where I'm from in Nigeria, like that, and name, you know what I mean? And name holds a lot of weight. But then, on this side of the pond, they're like, yo, Shaboozey. You know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of a respect to both, right? Because like growing up, where I'm from, that's what they call, they call me Boozy. Like, you know what I mean? Wow. My little brother, they call him Boozy. You know what I mean? I be with my little brother, they call him Boozy. We both look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, it was like, it's not even as a way of disrespect. This is a way of just like identity on both sides. So, all my homies, everyone in town called me that, and it was just more so like, there's even a line in the song that says, I've been boozy since I left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've been boozy since I left.
That's
since
crazy.
I left Virginia, since I left.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Since my parents, even my dad, you know what I mean? Since he left. So it's just really just a respect thing, man. And I hope people can find the humor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The humor in the humor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or read between the lines of certain things. But man, it was just like, I just asked my homie one day, I was like, yo, you already called me this, like, should I just, he's like, man, just go by that, just go by, that's how we know you, just go by that.
Exactly.
And then, who knew I was gonna be all over the world.
All over the world.
Now having, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just waved the flag at F1, like, we're
talk,
man.
I mean? Yeah, that's crazy.
Got a song on Thursday Night Football every single Thursday. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
It just shows you can do anything.
You can do anything.
You put your mind to. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, man. Appreciate you, man.
Thank
Love,
you so
man.
much,
Thank
man.
you so much,
Come
my
on,
brother.
man.
Love.
I see you iced out too. While you hiding the drip?
You see that, man? Look,
I like how it pops
son.
out, you know what I mean?
Little son, man. You see it, man. Let's get it. The people's diaries, man.
Yeah, come
Share
on,
your story. Yeah.
Yes, sir,
Shaboozey.
Yeah. That's fire, man.